attraction. I'm about to get mean. I'm about to get loud. Spotlight on me when I take my bow. You're gonna pay full price if you want front row. I got a Hollywood star. I got my name in stone. Are you ready for the show? I sit back and let's go. I'm gonna blow your mind. I am a superstar, and I knew I'd come this far. You better make way. Get off my stage. Lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction. You're gonna feel your heartbeat when it starts to rush. I wanna look, leave your jaw wide open, 'cause I'm illustrious. Are you ready for the show? I sit back and let's go. I'm gonna blow your mind. I am a superstar, and I knew I'd come this far. You better make way. Get off my stage. Lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction. I am a superstar, and I knew I'd come this far. You better make way, get off my stage, lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. I'm the main attraction.
You know, we got people from Canada here tonight. We got people from Australia here tonight. Of course, all over the United States. They're here yearly for this event, and it just keeps getting bigger and better.
Talk about big races around the country. You know, folks talk about NASCAR races being huge events and, you know, dirt late model races and all these things being just massive events. Take a look at what you're doing right here. This truly is one of the most massive race events that you're going to find, and it happens right here in Texas, but nothing quite like this.
3, 2, 1. We are off and running at the 12 stars and covered. Here we go. They head off into turn number 1.
There's every type of car, every type of racing incident, wrecks, anything that you want in racing you can find here for 3 hours every night.
Funnest time you'll ever have in watching a race will be right here at the Lone Star 600.
LSRTV, your home for sim racing and simulcast on CRN, the Community Radio Network, welcomes you to coverage of the Northwest Racing Series Truck Playoffs. Tonight we are short track racing to open up the next round of the playoff bracket. Milwaukee Mile is where we are, and it is, of course, the kickoff for the next round, as these are the drivers ready to go here tonight in the round of 12. Welcome to coverage. I'm Wesley Outland. Jeremy Stanley is alongside Charles Wooten punching the buttons. in the broadcast studios of Rocket Media in Texas for LSRTV. And Jeremy, everybody had a nice reset. We had a week off last week. Now we prepare for the round of 12. 4 drivers were eliminated after 2 weeks ago after the conclusion of Kentucky. And now 12 drivers, as you look at the playoff graphic, points reset, wins tally, add an extra point. That's why defending champion Devin West is at the ladder, leading the way. And right now, Milwaukee Mile, Las Vegas, Rockingham, the next 3 weeks should be interesting to determine who goes to the semifinals for the round of 8.
Saw some big names eliminated from the round of 16. Brightsman, Barnes, Paulison, and Gormley going to be out for the 2024 championship. 12 remaining, 3 races in this bracket to determine the next and final. Everybody within 4 points. There's no bonus points moving forward on this end, so everyone's all buttoned up. It is a fresh scorecard. Milwaukee's a very interesting track to open up the next round. Not sure how this is going to play out, but they better bring their A game because they're going to need it if they want to get into the championship.
Obviously, you see where Devin West has 3,004 over Tyler King with 3,002, Dan West Jr., Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith. All of that has been added on by the number of races that you've won, and that is why the points are really close. The top 12 are only separated by 4 points. So anybody can have a good night or a bad night here at Milwaukee Mile and shoot up the scoring pylon or go down the scoring pylon, if you will, Jeremy.
Yep, and this track is tricky. Doesn't really relate to anything else really on the schedule minus New Hampshire, but even then so, New Hampshire is its own little thing comparison. So this track, if you put the left sides on the yellow curbing, it upsets the truck. These corners are not perfectly symmetrical on the bottom. It's a very uneven set of lines on the bottom, and then this right here, this inside wall, if you go right to the bottom early, which you'll see a lot of drivers do during the race, that wall can sneak up on you, make some contact possibly. But at the end of the day, tire management is 100% factor here tonight. You want center rotation. You can't burn the right front off of these things, because if you do, you have 140 laps of just complete headache. Right. It's not going to be fun.
Yeah, Milwaukee Mile racing in the daytime. Drivers meeting has just concluded for the opening race for the round of 12 playoffs. And you see Devin West, the points leader, defending champion, making a statement, if you will. He'll set the bar 29.589 seconds. And the Shelton, Washington driver is now on the pole. Brett Johnson out here now. Roy Grande Jr. just wrapped up qualifying. He's second best lap. Audenbacher as well as third. Johnson's got to find some speed.
Gonna have to find it here at the line. 29.647. That's P2 at the moment here with that 29.589 from Devin West so far. Only 4 times posted here. A little loosey-goosey. Do it in qualifying. You don't want to do it in the race.
Well, he had already posted a second fast time as well, so I think he was probably content where if he did spin it out, oh well, I'm happy with P2. Well. Ryan Bloom out now for win racing of the 25.
Open this thing up here. Utilizing all the speed there off of turn 3 and 4. Hopefully they cleared the marbles. I saw in practice there was a ton of rubber marbles on the outside of these corners. This track eats away these Goodyears. So it looks like there's going to be clean tires. Gets to turn 1, slides up just a touch. Diamonding effect can actually speed yourself up if you got a really good handling truck that can rotate the center. Right now it looks like he's going to elect to take the bottom all the way through. You see the uneven white line with the yellow curbing. You got to kind of time your exit just right off corner exit here. We're going to post a time of 29.4. P1, I do believe, on the board now.
So Ryan Bloom will now go to the top of the board. 29.413 seconds. That's the new fast time for Ryan Bloom for Win Racing. Dan West Jr. moving up to second. Bumps son Devin to third. 29.523 for that driver. And Dennis Moore up now for Win Racing, the bomb speed. Number 44, our Click It RV entry. By the way, you'll notice the drivers with the day glow yellow spoiler and the visors on the top of their trucks to signify that they are playoff contenders. When the scoring ticker is posted, you'll see that also in yellow to show drivers that are in the playoffs as well.
Very good thing to point out for those who love watching the scoring pylon. Your favorite drivers will be colored in yellow. There's 12 of them on the board here tonight. 20 entries here. Here's Dennis Moore, one of our best qualifiers this year on average. It's a throwaway first lap. Second lap here, we're going to see what he does. He's going to hug the white line just like Ryan Bloom did. A little bit wider on exit though for the 44. Pretty solid exit nonetheless. Gets into turn 3, much wider entrance, I do believe. But still quickly sticks to the white line. And he's able to hug it just a little bit sharper than the 25 off of turn number 4. Can he get under the 29.4? He almost ties him. And he does jump to P3. Just 1/100th slower than Ryan Bloom. But Jeff Stabnow, the 24, sneaks it in P1.
So Jeff Stabnow, Daytona winner, former champion from Billings, Montana. 29.376. Now the time to beat Paul Newton in the Paul Newton Designs entry forward on the track now in the 27. And I've noticed here also, Jeremy, a lot of these drivers, dude, they're playing possum. They are not rushing to get on the track here at Milwaukee Mile to qualify.
When I see this track on the schedule, I don't rush out of my hauler to make it to the track. It's just not it. But yeah, they want to see what they're doing. They're like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm going to jump in my truck after I watch your lap time posted. And I'm going to learn a thing or two. 29.9 for Newton. That's not going to do much. Half a second slower. Jumping over to 00, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, good enough for P5 for Paul Newton right there. 29.543 is his best lap right now for the driver, that 27. Here comes Kevin Smith. Walla Walla, Washington driver, the boss of Win Racing. In that Click It RV bomb speed entry 00. 13th right now on qualifying. He's got to find speed. 29.973, lap number 1. Here he comes off of that fourth turn, thundering down to the line. I think his lap is going to be quicker as he comes to the stripe. Let's see where he ends up. Kevin Smith will climb in the 7th. So halfway through the scoring pylon in qualifying, 29.597, good enough for 7. Tyler King just took a lap as well. He's good enough for the top 10 at 29.742 with about less than 9 minutes left to go here in qualifying for the trucks here at Milwaukee Mile for the Northwest Racing Series. Jeremy.
This could very well be Jeff Stabnow's first pole of the 2024 season. We're waiting for 6 more times posted with a few minutes remaining here on qualifying. Looks like
will
track
they qualify?
is empty.
That's the question. Yeah.
They got time.
And they do. They got 8 minutes unless they decide that they don't want to qualify, and that'll quickly change it fast. But while we got a break in the action with no on-track qualifying, let's show you real quickly the race-on information for tonight's events here at the Milwaukee Mile Playoff Race. No fast repair for this series this year. I've come to enjoy that. 100% fuel capacity, 4 tire sets. That's the original set for the trucks coming to green, plus 3 more available on the pit lane. 3 attempts at a green-white checker overtime if need be. This race is 140 laps here, 140 miles at the Milwaukee Mile. Weather conditions presented by Kaufman Creative. We go from the left to the right bottom of the monitor. There you see air temp at 71 in the sim. It's windy, though, Jeremy. 13, 14 mile an hour winds. Now drop down to 12. 80 degrees on the track temp. And, of course, we are just hitting about 2 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, we're in fall season now, so the track temps are starting to not be triple digits across the country here, in particular at Milwaukee. Track's still empty. I think these cooler temps are going to make it a little bit more fun for these trucks on the opening laps. This place does get really spaced out, though, regardless, so got to protect your stuff. Don't depend on that cooler track to get you to where you need to. It's not going to pay off well for you if you try it. But I think this is it, man. I think Mr. Jeff of the 24 is finally going to get it done late in the going of this year and get himself a first P1 grid spot. Hopefully that can translate that into a good, solid run here tonight.
Yeah, the Billings, Montana driver putting down a very good lap right now, 29.376. Everyone else was a 29.4, 29.5s, 29.6s, all the way down through the top 10. So definitely finding speed with 6 minutes left to go in the qualifying clock is the driver out of Billings, Montana, Jeff Stabnow. Scott Hutchinson of the 91, Chris Kynes in the 88, Dana Rogers in the 07, Frank Harris in the 77, Troy Daggett in 99, and Brian Barnes in the 4. If they're going to come out and take time to post, they better do it now, or they're going to be starting shotgun on the field at the rear.
That's probably what we're going to see here. 14 times posted, and that's it. I don't see anybody else making any efforts. Should be an interesting race, man. I'm looking forward to see who can have a breakout race. Remember, points, it's a clean slate for the top 12. Everyone's separated by a maximum of 4 points. So if you did not have a strong round of 16, looking to try to regroup and do something different, this is it. This is the race that's the turning point potentially to get yourself set up deeper into this playoffs.
And, we emphasize this if you're one of those drivers. And by the way, qualifying is now official. The grid is set. But if you're one of these guys that are not playoff contenders, you want to be the spoiler. You want to spoil the party. You want to come in here and win. All right, let's go racing. Here at Milwaukee Mile, 140 miles, 140 laps, and the opening race in the round of 12 for the Northwest. Jeff Stabnow on the pole. Fast qualifier in that Ford 24. Ryan Bloom in the Chevrolet 25 will make up row 1. Row 2, we'll see Dennis Moore for Win Racing and Team LSRTV driver, 2-time champion, Dan West Jr. from Shelton, Washington in the 55. Row 3, Paul Newton and defending champion, son of Dan West Jr., Devin West in the 5, the number 1 seed, moving into the round of 12. Row 4, Kevin Smith for Win Racing and Brett Johnson alongside. He'll fire off 8th. And your top 10, Jeremy Stanley will find Sean Breitzman on the outside looking in points-wise, and winner last race at, of course, Tyler King in that 21.
Row 6, you're going to find Roy Grande Jr. on the inside, John Ottenbacher on the outside in 12th. Row 7, you're going to find William Fletcher in 13th, Christopher White, P14. Row 8, we'll get Brian Barnes on the inside, Troy Daggett in the 99 will start in P16. Row number 9, Chris Kynes on the inside in the 88, on his outside, the 91 of Scott Hutchison. In the final row, row 10, Frank Harris in the 77, Dana Rogers in the 07 is your 20th place truck.
20 trucks ready here at virtual Milwaukee Mile. We talked about the truck count kind of dropping off, if you will. But make no bones about it, Jeremy, these 20 drivers we have, the playoff contenders, and obviously the other guys that are trying to be upset spoilers, are really good contenders. They respect one another in the Northwest code. And I think it's going to be a fun race here to see these guys here tonight. We'll watch it. It should be fun.
Be respectful, but at the same time, you paid for this track, you've paid for this car, you've paid your whole year's worth of racing to be here. So even if you're not in the playoffs, go for the checkered flag, but do it respectfully.
Ready to see how it all shakes down here at the Milwaukee Mile. They are at a short track, so they will make... I thought they'd come to a green flag. They are right now. Pace cars in. Here comes the trucks coming to the line. Green flag in the air. My apologies. I thought that Milwaukee Mile would be labeled as a short track, and they would at least make another lap under caution. Short track pace car normally does that, but not the case. We are racing. Remember, as I mentioned, in the top 16, look at the scoring pylon. Drivers highlighted in yellow are playoff contenders, and Stabnow is gone in turn 4 on lap 1.
Got himself up a decent margin here. Half a second already on the first opening lap. First couple trucks really spaced out, and then right behind him here is still nose to tail, all the way through the top 10. This track really, in a quick manner, goes single file, and you see it quite often. You'll see it. You shouldn't be able to burn your tires up really in the second lane, because that outside that little asphalt patch is concrete, which just chews them up alive. And so everyone's gonna like to take the bottom here, feel the truck out for the first 5 or 10 laps, and then maybe use the chrome horn or some other means necessary to make the pass happen.
As you always say, the first win the race, you must first finish. And you got to be patient here. And here's something to think about. One of the things me and you and Charles, our producer, were talking about strategy-wise during pre-race before we came on the air was this could be a track where we might see long green flag runs. We might see green flag pit stops. If they're smart enough, we might be able to see 2 pit stops determine the factor of the race. They might be able to break it down into, 50, 60 lap segments and go to the end.
Very well could. That could absolutely be the thing. You have lots of opportunities to save. You roll the throttle, you can get lift early. There's a lot of different things compared to a 1.5 mile track where you're carrying a lot more speed. You see the leaders are spaced out, kicking it back to about mid-pack. We're starting to see some passing already. This is for just outside 10th place, I do believe. They go back single file momentarily. There's still another couple of trucks back there side by side. A few rows.
No,
that's a good point. You must first wreck your competitor, according to Charles. That's how you get the job done in Milwaukee.
Oh, wow. It's going to be a long night. It's 5 laps of 140 right now to get it started. And Jeff Stabnow over that leads to a half second. A second back is his teammate, obviously, Dan West Jr., 2 seconds back, almost between Moore and West, the 5. Top 5, separated by 2 seconds now. That's how quickly Jeff Stabnow got up in front and launched to the lead of the 24 truck here, Jeremy.
Yeah, you've seen the gap drop. It's now under a half a second. Mr. Bloom in the 25. Starting to approach in. Did Stabnow go a little too hard in the paint early on? Or is everybody else just doing a little bit better after the first 5 laps? The tires are up to temps, they're up to pressures. This is your optimal grip right now. In about the next 10 laps, they're going to start to fade. Here comes the pass. We got the number 5, Mr. West. Gonna go single file there as he gets past there. By Dennis Moore, 44. Teammates here.
So Jeff Stabnow up in front right now in the early going. This is career start number 449 for the Billings, Montana driver. He is number 1 on the all-time list of drivers running in the Northwest. He picked up his 58th career pole tonight. First one of the year, as my colleague Jeremy mentioned earlier. He has 41 wins. Career win 41 came when the season started in Daytona back in March. 41 wins, 175 top 5s, and 282 top 10s coming in to tonight's race. And listen to this also, Jeremy. He is going to surpass almost 50,000 miles by the end of the season. Right now, he has 48,641 laps in his career turning in the Northwest.
Now I must ask, is this all the same series?
It is everything combined for the Northwest Racing Series, 11 seasons with the trucks, yes.
That is absolutely crazy. I love to see people sticking with the league through thick and thin. That is a crazy amount of miles, crazy amount of laps. Really impressive stuff. I love to hear those kind of stories. That's a lot of time, but I'm sure he's had a lot of fun. You wouldn't be here that long if you're not having fun and if it's not a good league. So that really just kind of shows you what this league is worth.
One of the pioneers and the people that keep the Northwest Racing Series going as well is obviously, Jeff Stabdown. He leads the way. Here's now Dennis Moore. There's a battle for fourth heating up. This is Moore and West and the 5 going at it down the back straightaway. We're already 11 laps into this race here.
11 laps, very clean. Seeing this battle continue, persist with the 5 and the 44. Looks like the 5 now, Mr. Devin West is going to take the spot. Well, almost. Dennis is going to try, but gives it up on corner entrance turn number 1. Devin's going to take it there, put himself into 4th place. And looks like Stabdown's kind of picked up 2/10 on Bloom since I last mentioned that about 5 laps prior. Top 2, 1 second out. And you see the spacing already on the track. The top 10 driver, Mr. Johnson in the 7, already 5.5 seconds back. And so this thing will just continue to space out further and further. And we're not expecting too many cautions. This is very Milwaukee-like racing right here.
Back straight away, everybody. Single file, minding their P's and Q's, if you will. Regardless of what Charles says, crashing them. It just ain't happening right now. They might not be able to run him down yet. Got the chrome horn, you're exactly right. Now, granted, this is a short track. It's labeled a short track, even though it's a mile in length. Flat track, you might see a chrome horn need to be used, necessary, but not right now, Jeremy. Not here in the early stages of this race. You don't need to do it. Not at this moment. Don't be impatient.
It's not worth it. You're just going to make enemies, right? You want some friends. You do it with 5 laps to go, 10 laps to go, but we're 16 laps into 140. We still have over an hour and a half of racing, so definitely not the time to do it. Next truck come to you and figure out what you got to do. Right in front of the 5 here, 2nd, 3rd place. Look at this battle. Ryan Bloom is falling like a rock. And now he's under attack by Mr. Devin West. 2nd place up for grabs off of turn 4. He's going to try to do it a really low exit off of turn 4. Side by side here.
Side by side. Yep, got it in stereo.
Battle's been going on for almost an entire lap. When they get to turn 3, it'll be 1 lap consecutive side by side. Ryan's going to try it, but nope. Devin West just too strong on the top. He resides now in P2.
Another member for Team LSRTV up there as well. That's, of course, the driver, Dan West Jr. 3 wins this year, 3 poles for the driver of the 55. Career stat-wise, he's hitting 300 starts in the Northwest. He's got start 298 tonight. 49 poles, 48 wins for the driver of the number 55. In 2nd now behind Stabdown.
Got 1 second now to make up to get to the number 24. As we're 18 laps completed in this race. We're starting to see some good racing right here. 27, 00. They're stacking them up. When I talked about spacing out, you see a little contact even there in the center of 1 and 2. getting pretty dicey right now.
Newton got a little aggressive there for just a moment. Company behind him. That's Kevin Smith in the 00. King follows on the bottom. Oh, boy. They're still not done pushing and shoving each other down the back stretch as they soar off into one again.
Excellent racing here by these guys at the moment. Led by the 27 here, P6, Paul Newton, Kevin Tyler Breitzman. All right there, waiting for a mistake to be had by the 27, who I would imagine is holding him up. He's running the preferred lane. It's tough to pass here, Milwaukee. So we already talked about using that chrome horn. Remember, don't do it. Too early, I don't care what Charles says.
So far, 20 laps in. Everything, all green lights on here. You see the drivers in the day glow yellow. Of course, there's spoilers. The yellow highlighter colors on the scoring ticker. Right now, all 12 drivers in the playoffs. Right now, at least in the top 15 now, as they work around the racetrack. Jeremy Alford.
Spacing out momentarily here amongst these 4 drivers. About 2 truck lengths separate each of them entering turn number 1 here. Cycling back toward the front a little bit. Devin West just under 1 second. Slowly approaching there. Here's Ryan Bloom. Still falling back after relinquished second place. He's now a 2.5 seconds plus. And he's going to fall to number 5 of Mr. West here eventually. Turn 2
Stab
here.
now. West, Bloom, West, Moore. Sounds like a law firm. That's the way they are right now. The top 5 is their single file by close to 3 seconds, 4 seconds actually, on the top 5 as they work their way. That's now second and correction. That's actually third and fourth coming to the line.
Third and fourth there. You see the 5 running up the track a little bit. Devin West trying something a little different. That or he missed the corner either way. He's going to get a little decent run off the corner into turn 3. Half a truck length separates him and Ryan. Gets nose to tail here. It looks like the 5 rotates a little nicer. 1 truck on pit road already. This is last place, Scott Hutchison. A little bit of an issue there for the 91. And he parks it. Josh Williams, no, well, kind of. Interesting approach to his pit stall. There he goes. Haven't even missed it by a whole slot.
Hey, Jeremy, you know that we are connoisseurs of the history of our sport. What throwback truck is that the 91 Hutchinson is driving?
My guess, I do believe that is a Mark Martin throwback. I'm going to say what do you think, 92, 91? You tell me.
You're close. You're close. Mark Martin did drive a Folgers machine, but that is a throwback to T.G. Shepard from, of course, the great Tim Richmond. The Folgers throwback of Tim Richmond. It wasn't 1880, you smart ass. It was 1980.
All right.
Oh, and by the way,
Kyle,
speaking of in T-minus 8 minutes, I'll be 41 years old, guys. So I'll be celebrating my birthday on the air with you guys coming up at midnight Eastern time.
Apparently Charles thinks NASCAR started with horse racing 150 plus years ago.
Trouble! Wrightsman sideways off 4. Caution out, Wrightsman off the inside wall. Caution will wave here for the first time.
Man, I thought he was going to slide it perfectly into pit road, but he avoids it and scrapes the inside wall. First caution and virtually no damage to Wrightsman. So that's the best case scenario for this driver.
Here's a replay. Watch the teal green 46 from originally Puyallup, Washington, now resides in Tucson, Arizona, and it just looks like here He lost it on his own, Jeremy. Just lost it, went around. Look at this.
You can kind of see it yawed out there for just a touch. And then it kicked real sideways when he tried to put the power down. Wheel spin happened, and then, yeah, he just slid it to the inside. And thankfully, just missed those water barrels there at the pit road wall. So he's going to be fine. Just 4 fresh virtual Goodyears. And he's all set.
Have the tires gone away that fast, do you think? Look at this. Everybody's
Absolutely.
coming on pit road at lap 30.
Yeah, you give it another 20, 30 laps. We'll get a camera angle on the outside in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. And you're going to see marbles just piling up around these corners. So, absolutely, this track just chews them up and spits them out.
So we see pit stops going on. There you see Jeff Stabnow, who has been the Pied Piper so far of the race, in that beautiful eagle on the side of the 24. In first, out first for Stabnow. Dan West Jr. and others will step away and take a break. We'll be back with more. We're also at the top of the hour. We will pause. We're approaching the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of network identification. This is iRacing on LSRTV and simulcast on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. Here at Hercules Foundation Repair, we are here to help with our free in-home evaluations and personal repair plans. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. I don't know if I've ever had that much fun in a race car ever.
30 times so far. I think this is my third or fourth race of the year.
During that race, I'm glad I had some asphalt experience. That's kind of what we had to do back then, get in there and kind of root them off the bottom.
You know, when you race long enough, you kind of tell when you got a good hot rod, and I knew we were pretty good.
My uncle, he just got a new car, and Jeremy, he raced his first night last weekend at Manny, and I think he's going to Super B tomorrow night.
Lights will go off on the pace car as lap number 31 is being scored. We'll get ready to come back to the Geico restart zone and restart this race with just over 100 laps left to go. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest Racing Series Trucks Playoffs. I'm, of course, Wesley Outlook. We have Mr. Jeremy Stanley alongside. Caution coming out for Sean Breitzman, going off the reservation in 4, keeping it off the wall after almost spinning, entering into pit road. Everybody has come down to pit lane except for Troy Daggett. And we get ready to come back to green here. Still a long way to go with still over 100 laps remain. Back for the restart zone in the green flag. Jeremy off turn 4. Pace car is going to carry him all the way to the restart box.
2 by 2 by 2, green flag out on lap 33. And you're going to see a lot of scattering here for the first lap. By the time we get to the start-finish line, majority of the field should be single file. Top 3, top 4, they're going to go single already. And thin out there onto the back straightaway into turn 3. 55 slides up the corner a little bit. Dan West Jr. going to give a little bit of an effort to the number 5 right behind him, Devin West. But the result right there, the 24 Stabnow brings it out to a half a second lead, just like he did on the opening start of this race.
Staying in position as they work their way into turn number 3 and 4. We got a caution. Yellow flag is out. Trouble on the racetrack. 18th position truck in trouble. That's Dana Rogers. Dana Rogers around in the 07 machine. Caution will fly in the Fanta Orange number 07 for the second time. Here's a replay. What happened here, Jeremy, going in turn number 4? It looks like it might have started down the front stretch and it ended in turn 2.
We're going to see exactly what happened in the center of the corners. Things still look clear. Oh, one truck, Willie.
Wow.
Oh, then, yep. Just cracked the can open of orange soda and spilt it on the track and slipped over it, and that's it. Self-spin for the second time.
Jeremy, on both ends of the spectrum, man, if you think about it, what happened to Rogers in turn number 2 was about shades of about the same thing that happened to Brightsman exiting off of turn 4, coming down the front straightaway.
Yep, very, very reminiscent of it. I just kind of kicked it sideways just a touch, got back on throttle, and then the power plant just said, nope, you are going around, no more grip for you. And a nice safe spin out there for the 07.
So another caution flag coming out here. I don't per se see anybody committing to come down the pit road, except maybe Troy Daggett, who didn't pit the last time. He came down pit road in 18th, but that's it. No one else here.
Did you hear the squeaky toy has made his appearance once more on the broadcast? So there's that. But yeah, no one's coming down pit road. You don't need it. You only had a half a lap. No need to top off fuel and lose a bunch of ground. There we are.
Yeah, Lamb Chops play along is right now in the doggies world. Here's a look at the Virginia811.com race summary, reminding you to dig with care. 2 cautions for 6 laps so far, 2 lead changes. That's been it. Closing in on 100 laps to go for this race. Not done yet.
Yep, that is Milwaukee for you. That number will not be changing too much. I'm curious to see if Jeff can carry that run that he has into the 50-plus slot territory if we can get there. I highly expect we will. Sometimes this kind of track takes a while to get going, and then the green flag laps will just pile in afterwards. So we're going to see. Pace car going to be coming down, not this time, but next time. So we should be resuming this race on lap 39. And don't be surprised that 24 breaks out to an early large lead again.
We'll certainly be keeping an eye on it, watching it. Lights off quickly on the pace car after an incident involving Dana Rogers. Single spin so far. First caution involving, of course, the driver Sean Brightsman. Right around lap number 28, 27. And now this time, last caution involving Dana Rogers with a solo spin. All right. Jeff Stabdown. Dan West Jr. Devin West, defending series champion, right there, top 3. Pace car pulls in. Here they come, back to the line. Jeremy, we're back to green here, closing in on over 100 laps to go, 102 to be exact.
Green flag is out on lap 39 here. And the 24 does not get the start that he's had the first 2 times. We're starting to learn from the 24, but gets halfway down the back straightaway. 0.28 is the lead. Top 4 single file. Paulson on the outside, first 2x2 here. Tyler King on the inside, or sorry, Kevin Smith rather, at the line here. Much closer race. 0.34 is the gap between first and second. Still side by side for the 0027, and they get to turn 2 exit. They go single file, just like the rest of the whole field here on the second lap of this restart.
Yeah, Everybody holds their line right now, single file, as they work off of turn 4 back to the stripe. When they come to the line, it'll be 100 laps to go. 40 laps into this race now. Under 100 remaining, with Stabnow in front, followed by Dan West Jr., Devin West, Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, all contenders to race for not only wins, but for the championship for that matter, as they work into 3 and 4 again. Another solid lap by the 24.
Looking really strong right here. Most part within the top 5. And right there, that's kind of a unique thing. It's the first time I saw that. All the trucks in the top 5 entered into the second lane. They're putting the tires on the concrete, keeping the left sides only on the asphalt. Not sure if that's a grip change here. When the concrete's cooler, does it get more grip? But turn 3 and 4, though, they all go right to the white line on the inside. All 4 tires on the asphalt patch. See if they go through 1 and 2 again, doing the same thing. It looks like the 5 and the 55 are going to utilize that concrete on the second groove.
Got to watch that arc, if you will, coming off of that second turn. That wall, it'll pop up at you, no doubt. I wonder if maybe that's what happened to Dana Rogers. And I'll be honest with you, it's a very tight corner exit entering the straightaway off turn 4.
It 100% is, absolutely. So it's turn 4, it feels like it sweeps at you and you come off the corner, then all of a sudden the wall's just right there yelling at you. It's really just a tough judgment, especially for truck hill handling. See a lot of drivers chase that 30, 40, 50 laps into a run. Right now we've seen only short runs here for the first 44 laps.
Here's a little more information about the track dimensions for the Milwaukee Mile. Track is obviously a part of the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. A lot of people might not know that, but it is. Obviously, it is a 1.015 mile track located in the central United States, 1.633 kilometers. Obviously, turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, Jeremy, are only 9 degrees of bacon. And then the straightaways are very, very flat. Talk about a flat racing surface. That is a flat track on the straightaways. I mean, you're literally looking at 2 degrees, maybe that much. That's it.
Yeah, it's very minimal here. Feels like it's 0. It really does. And so it's just all mechanical grip to get you around each set of corners here around this very flat Milwaukee Mile. 47 laps, approaching lap 150.
2.5 degrees to be exact on the straightaways, if you will, Jeremy. There you go.
Feels like negative 2.5 if you get a tight truck, that's for sure.
That's right. Obviously, this track was, this track was very exciting this past year, used in the NASCAR Truck Series. Obviously, my buddy Lane Briggs picked up the win. Then he turned around and won Bristol a couple of weeks ago in the Truck Series, but he won at Milwaukee Mile. IndyCar, the NTT IndyCar Series, ran a doubleheader day, Saturday and Sunday, here at Milwaukee Mile as well. So, and then I don't know if it's returning to the schedules for either for next year. It's an awesome place. A lot of history to be made for iRacing, at least here.
Yeah, a decent amount of history, right? But the trucks, we got Rockingham back next year for Xfinity.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna have a scheduled slot for Milwaukee. I think they released the schedule. They did, I do believe. So I'll have to take a look to see if there is a spot for it next year in the actual series.
We'll be going to Rockingham in a few weeks, as a matter of fact, to wrap up The round of 12 playoffs for the Northwest Truck Series will be at the Rock.
That is indeed true. That's true. I'm excited to see what that looks like here with these guys. A little bit of action. Roy Grande Jr. And now number 11. Trying to get around the number 27, Paul Newton. Looks like he's able to make that pass happen. Ryan Bloom directly right behind him. Remember, he started up there in second place. 7 spots down to 25 after the initial start. Struggling to find speed here in the middle of the going.
Sean Brightsman, I'm understanding, out of the race. He came down pit road. He is retired in the 19th position. Tough break for a former champion of the series.
Yeah, tough break there early on. Just confirmed too, Milwaukee is not on the truck schedule next season.
No. They found out. Yeah, I'm sorry. They found out back in the summer whenever they did the race that they weren't going to be coming back.
See, I missed it. I missed a lot of TV.
And the reason why, the reason why, Jeremy, was the lack of ticket sales. Lack of ticket sales.
Interesting. Okay, so the market's not as strong as it used to be. We're gonna enjoy it though. It's on the iRacing platform, so
yeah,
even if they don't show up here for a while, we got it on the platform. We can utilize it to our advantage.
Closing in on, believe it or not, halfway in about another 15 laps or so. Jeff Stabnow up in front. He has been the top dog. Oh boy, I think we got a truck around in turn 2. I just saw a truck with smoke coming from the back of it, but I think he's okay though. We'll stay green. There it is, Dana Rogers. If we can get a replay of him, I think he spun, but he was able to continue along. So no caution.
This might be the look here. I didn't catch it on my end at all. And he's 18 seconds back of the race leader. This is where he spun last time around, went really wide in the corner. No, just we're not sure. Not sure what you got there.
I'm losing my mind, I guess.
It's okay. As Charles says, amen. Look at that. What a guy.
Tyler King dirt tracks it off of turn 4. He's in that number 6 position trying to run down Smith, his boss, for 5th. Everybody all around the racetrack. If you look at the scoring map, like I have a track map in front of me with all of my digital telemetry, Jeremy, and you could literally see that every driver in every position is separated from one another, and they're completely using the entire 1.015 mile here at Milwaukee Mile.
You better believe it. They absolutely are. Top 10, 8.5 second gap here. The last person on the track on lead lap, Mr. Hutchinson, 25 seconds. That's basically 1 lap down. This place, just a couple of laps, you might see him fall to that. But yeah, very, very reminiscent. You got a couple of tight battles. Like here's one on your screen at the moment. You got Ryan Bloom we're focused in on. Try and get around the 27. This time trying to do it on the outside. Just loses the grip in the center of the corner. He's going to lose that battle there. We got a battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th. Those guys all look like they're buttoned up. On the scoring pylon stats.
This is the playoffs for the Northwest Racing Series trucks. We are in the round of 12 lid lifter. It is Milwaukee Mile. Along with Jeremy Stanley, I'm Wesley Outland. We're closing in on 80 laps to go in this race. And right now, it's been all Jeff Stabnow, the Daytona winner, right now from the pole, up in front, leading the way. However, there's some heavy hitters on the horizon as we approach the second half of this race. In 10 laps, we'll be halfway. And Jeremy, I really believe that he might have to worry about some of his teammates racing for the win as well in West and Devin West.
They are getting closer to Jeff in the 24. They're both underneath the 1 second category right now. They're going to momentarily race themselves. Entering turn number 1 this time on lap 61. 55 Dan West Jr. trying to defend Devin West on this position, but at the same token, they're still keeping pace with their race leader, Jeff Stabnow. I was curious how he would do on a 50-lap run. We're approaching 30 laps on this set of tires, and right now he's just slowly slipping away to these two guys behind him.
So my question is this. Are we going to see these guys maybe try to pit one more time, say around lap number, I don't know, 70, maybe lap number 80, to make it only a two pit stop race and go to the finish, you think, maybe, Jeremy?
If I were not in the race lead, who needs a win, or at least a better finish than what I'm sitting at, absolutely. Extend that thing as much as you can. Not too much to lose. The field isn't too strong, only 20 drivers rather.
Right.
So if you're going to make some efforts on pit road, or lack of pit road rather, then yeah, this is the place, this is the time to do it.
And I'll be honest with you, if you get a caution, then absolutely you've got to come down pit road. That's common sense. But if we stretch out to a long green flag run, which we're seeing so far right now being the longest of the race so far by already a couple of laps compared to that first stint that went all the way to lap number 28. And we had a second caution, obviously. So this is the second. After the second caution, this is our longest green flag run that we're approaching, was what I meant to say. If you can stay out, get to lap 90, you know, maybe I'm thinking between lap 80 and 90, somewhere in that window. Battle now for second, Devin West, defending series champion, going around Dan West Jr., a two-time series champion as they go back into 1 and 2. Stabnow in front. There you see, of course, second and third. There's more. And that's the top 4 for that matter. Single around the racetrack, all single file in a conga line. Working off turn 2, and that conveyor belt is losing ground to the leader, Jeff Stabnow. There you saw Stabnow just flash by. He literally has that big of a lead over second and back.
That gap is spaced out quite a bit. 1.5 now, but Mr. Devin West on a mission. Already gained 3 of those 4/10ths back. Looking strong all of a sudden to contend once more with Jeff Stabnow here. As we're on a very nice lap 69 out of the 140. Top 5 seconds is the gap. Basically averaging a second of position right now. Away from the 24.
Gonna be cross flags next time by. 70 laps down, 70 laps to go here in the lid lifter for the round of 12 playoffs of the Northwest Racing Series. And everybody, even Steven, around the racetrack, plenty of room given to everyone. This helps make the race fly by fast, obviously, Jeremy. Only 2 cautions in the opening first half of the race.
10-4 on that. Halfway down here. Look at that lead. I'm still watching the scoring pylon. It's closing in. 0.43 is the gap. As we're kind of looking on Ryan Bloom once more here in the 25. Him in the 27. These two cannot leave one another. Virtually identical in times. The setups look very similar. The driving line's very similar. And so they're just, they're tandeming out here for just above the 10th spot.
Stab now, getting some company. Devin West, his teammate, has reeled in the 24. It's one thing to run them down, Jeremy. It's another thing to get around them, and that's the thing we're watching right now, because every time the 5 gets to the 24 gets momentum from somewhere and pulls away from the lead, to stay in the lead.
Yeah, do you just try to force him to make a mistake? Do you bump him out of the way, or do you just do it straight on speed? We're gonna find out as he's within that 2/10 bracket. This is where aero tightness plays a little bit of factor in for Devin West. Maybe he goes to that second groove like he has been practicing earlier. Gets into turn number 3. We're gonna see the line difference here. And they're gonna run the same exact path through 3 and 4. 1 and 2 seems to be the difference out of corners for him. But the 5 just rotates nicer on the inside of turn 4. Gets the power down just a touch bit early. There you go. You see him jumping up to that second groove. Putting the right sides above the asphalt into the concrete. Helps him with center rotation, but he's aero tight right now. Back to almost 3/10.
This is overall round number 23 of 30 for the season. We are down to the final 7 races, counting this one tonight, for the year. Obviously, 2 more rounds in the round of 12 after tonight's event. That, of course, will be, once we finish up here at the Milwaukee Mile, that will be next week at Las Vegas, Rockingham. Then we take out another 4, and the round of 8 semifinals will then take place after a week off. We'll take off on October the 21st. And then we come back right before Halloween. Dover, Las Vegas. No, I'm sorry, not Las Vegas, my apologies, Texas. Dover, Texas Auto Club. Another 3 rounds in the semifinal round of 8. And then the championship will be decided right before Happy Turkey Murder Day, November the 18th, championship night at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Very nice way to put that. Holiday coming up. That's where my diet flies out the window. And it's on till Christmas from there.
What, Happy Turkey Murder Day?
Yeah. Turkey Murder Day. Nicely put. Charles starts in January, so basically takes the whole year out.
He's bored. Those joining us on the Community Radio Network, we got a big week ahead. Soccer, volleyball, Comets Football Weekly from Vincent's Pub and Eatery tomorrow night, or tonight for that matter. And Homecoming 2024 also this Friday night. Racing this weekend. Make sure you lock it in. We are CRN.com, Community Radio Network on the world of social media. All right, so 60 laps to go. I got a feeling any time now, if you will, Jeremy Stanley, remember what I told you, pit road should be opening up here. I got a feeling it's going to happen here.
You said lap 90-ish. We're 10 laps shy of that, where the majority should be entering pit road. It kind of splits the run down the middle. And so I'm going to agree with you. I think we're going to see a lot of takers between the next 5 laps. So around 85 to 90. Half the field. Well, there's the 00, Kevin Smith. He's going to start the rotation here on lap 81.
Going for the undercut, as we call that.
Big gains early. Can he maintain it in the long run? There's Roy Grande Jr., number 11, Toyota Tundra, second driver on the lead lap to come down pit road. So slowly creeping in here in this window.
The 11 on pit road, Roy Grande. I think he's just excited to be in the playoffs this year. And while that goes on, the game of cat and mouse continues between teammates for Team LSRTV of Stabdow and West. Devin West, that is.
Really close. Yep, we got another truck down pit road. That's going to be 4th place driver Dennis Moore.
Yep. There you see it.
So
somewhere between them numbers. I told you I had a feeling it could be that way. And if we don't get a caution no more, this could be the money stop of the race as well, Jeremy Stanley.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to feel like a superhero momentarily, but don't try to run the qualifying times. That will definitely reverse it 30, 35 laps from now. Just take care of that stuff. You got them. You got the fresh Goodyear. So there we are. 3 drivers in with it. 55 up. We got Jeff Stout now, race leader on pit road. Gives it up on lap 85. So the number 5, Devin West, going to be the 3rd lead change of the night. And he's got Frank Harris in the 77 on pit road, 2 in this time.
Pit stops going on as now Harris, Oregon Ducks, sporting his Pacific Northwest College team, their colors. Storms back off onto the pit lane. I don't know if you remember, Jeremy. You remember when Ryan Bloom? He's obviously in 4th place right now. Charles, I know you will. But remember when he used to drive the Boise State colors? Boise State, Idaho colors?
That was not
orange
me.
and blue, Boise State Mustangs.
The blue football field. That's how I know them.
That's right. You're dead on it.
That's it. Blue and orange all day. Pretty unique looking field. But no, I do not remember the paint scheme colors being that. So I'm too new, apparently, this year at LSR to cover that truck.
I'm unveiling how old I am, obviously. Well, this is actually, what is it, my 5th year, Charles, with the Northwest. We've been in the virtual foxholes together, Charles and I, since the COVID years. So. And by the way, Devin West is now the new leader. We are seeing green flag pit stops taking place. And by the way, Jeremy, that's another thing. Green flag pit stops, totally different than caution stops. You want to hit your marks. You want to be perfect. You do not want to make a mistake because it can be costly, no doubt.
It really can. It absolutely can. If you overshoot the stall by even, let's say, 10 feet, that's 2+ seconds of throwing it in reverse, and that can make or break a strong run here tonight. So with the strategies involving the pits early, about 10 laps ago, the window opened and a couple takers like Kevin Smith from 00. He did that on 81. So if you make an error now, oh, here we go, number 5. Devin West
coming
gonna be
in
on pit road this time. Christopher White in the 23 as well. So 2 drivers in on lap number 90.
lap 90, and here they come on pit road.
Got a couple more drivers in. Paul Newton, the 27, Troy Daggett, the 99. Those guys on pit road as well. So heating up just a little bit more here on 91.
Devin West on the pit exit. Here comes Paul Newton in his pit stall. He's getting service done.
Brett Johnson in the number 7. He's going to give up 4th place, it looks like. He is on pit road and the only driver on lap 92. 55, Dan West Jr. continues to lead. Tyler King, 21. Ryan Bloom, 25. Brian Barnes and Jeff Stabnow looks like to be your top 5 at the moment.
So these green flag pit stops happening now with under 50 laps to go. 47 remaining when they come to the line, to be exact, as Dan West Jr. now being showed the new leader. He has not pitted yet. Neither has Tyler King or Ryan Bloom. And as I say that, Tyler King storms on the pit lane. The Nicole Bryan Photography Beaver State Racing 21 is in on lap number 92. 93, actually.
Giving up 3rd place, the 21 does. That's just going to leave 2 trucks to find their way on pit road. It's the 55 and the 25 as we're getting ever so close to lap 100.
And here's something to think about. And here's something to think about. If you remember, who was it that went for the undercut? I think it was Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, even though he went for the undercut, is still right now in 6th position. When these drivers come down pit road, including Dan West Jr. and Ryan Bloom, it is still going to cycle back around to this man, the pole driver, Jeff Stabnow, back to the lead again in the 24. When they pit, that's the question of when they do pull off. They're going to have to. Last time they pitted was on lap 29. There's 3 drivers that haven't pitted yet, obviously. One is Dan West Jr., Ryan Bloom, and the driver of Mr. Brian Barnes. There you go.
And that's it. Just waiting for him. Maybe you do it at lap 100. That's probably the longest I would let it go. And then you have to come down pit road. So the opening time, and we'll see it happen. And then eventually the 24 driver, Jeff Stabnow, will resume your race leader, which he has a nice little 0.3 of a second lead, a little bit closer than what it was earlier, but better tires for the 24.
Christopher White having a quiet night in the 15th position, driver of the truck number 23. He is the first truck up, and as I say that, here comes Dan West Jr. The leader comes down on pit road on lap number 97. And Jeremy, it looks like there's massive cloud cover over the racetrack as well.
That is a great time to kind of look at the stats there, because I'm kind of curious what this is going to do to the track. It's been nothing but sunny this whole entire time. First time even in practice we've had some cloud coverage. We're going to cool this place off a little bit.
Well, it says partly cloudy, but it's very cloudy.
So big part of
the sun is going, and that's really it's gonna cool the track off. And in addition to that, also it could make people's handling really expire, tight, loose, whatever scenario you could think of, if they don't get the setup right.
waiting on one more driver to pit. Yeah, Ryan Bloom
two
with
more
25
drivers.
extending it. Oh, sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
two more
two.
drivers, at least one for the race lead. Yeah, Brian Barnes in the
Barnes
4,
is-
25.
Yeah, he's being patient back there in 6, but he ain't pitted either.
No, he's kind of riding it out. Maybe he's hoping for a caution at this point, so he doesn't lose all that track position. Who knows? But I'm really surprised that Brian Bloom is able to run this out here. Every lap he's losing over an entire second amount of time. So he's really going to have to crank out some fast laps after his pit stop to make up that ground. If you stay out too long, you can't make it up on the back end. So you have to charge very, very hard after he makes his final pit stop.
Bloom, Stabdown, Moore, West, Smith, top 5, single file down the back straightaway. Ryan Bloom, when will he pit? We are under 40 laps to go now. We're closing in on the home stretch of this race, if you will. And I got a feeling we don't get a caution no more. Strategy-wise, Jeremy, I think me and you picked this perfectly. They're going to go to the finish. They're going to race to the end of this thing here. And I don't think that Bloom can go on, from pitting less on lap 29. He's going on close to what, a 70 plus run here on the 25 truck. He's going to have to pit. He's got no choice, and neither does Brian Barnes. I think they're got their fingers and legs and eyes crossed, hoping that they can get a caution flag. It might not come.
And that's exactly it. They're waiting on it. I just don't think it's going to happen either, to be honest. So I'm very curious to see what his lap times would look like and if he can make up the ground that he's losing at the moment. Because we're now 104 laps into this race, 36 to go. And that's it. He's way over 50 laps on his current set, so really extending this first run right now.
Everyone's single file. Starting to see the sun start to poke back out through the clouds a little bit as we got some smoke coming from somewhere in front of the leaders. I'm not sure where, but we'll still stay green. Is that Barnes? You think Barnes might be locking up?
According to my stats on my screen, nope, he's still running average pace. I don't know if that's him. We'll keep an eye out on it.
That is Barnes. That's Barnes in the 4 right there, Jeremy. The yellow and blue truck, that's the number 4 of Barnes. The dark blue, might I add, dark blue truck.
There you go, you figured it out there. 106 laps in now. Still just awaiting here, looking at Dan West Jr. in the 55 currently on our screens. Side by side there is going to make the pass happen. Single file just like that. And we saw the 0.3 difference when the race leaders about 15 laps ago. And now after Bloom pit, Stabdown will have a 1.2 second lead over 44 Dennis Moore, who in about another 10 or 15 laps will find Devin West knocking on the door to get back to the top 3.
I mean, is it just me, Jeremy, or I mean, can Bloom go the distance? Is he gonna try to roll the dice here? I find it crazy. I don't think he's able to. Brian Barnes is on pit road now. Barnes is gonna pit on lap number 108 when they come to the line.
There we are, finally on pit road
if
here.
If Barnes can't make it from pitting at lap 29, we darn sure know that Ryan Bloom can't do it either. Unless he is saving more than what we're seeing. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either. I think we're on the same page with that one. Just praying for that caution. Like that's got to be it. There's no other reason. He's going to, when he exits pit road, he's going to be, I think he's going to be outside the top 10. Johnson right now, 21.5 seconds back. That's somewhere where Bloom's going to end up being outside the top 10. So he's going to have a rocket ship when he does leave pit road. But man, now we're 30 laps to go under 30 when he comes down. It's just, I'm curious. It's got to scratch their heads what he's planning right now.
Bloom in the lead. Stabnow has cut it down to 3.5, 2. Now here comes Bloom. He's on pit road. Ryan Bloom in on lap 110. 30 laps to go. He is on pit road. So Jeff Stabnow is your new leader. And now, Stabnow, Dennis Moore, and Devin West are 1 second behind the leader of Stabnow. Kevin Smith, remember, who went for the undercut before pit lane opened, Jeremy. He is now in 4th, 7 seconds back to the top 3.
That's it. That's your complete cycle of pit road. Finally, 30 lap variance between the first pit stop and the last. But at the end of the day, it's still going to reside around the 24, trying to sweep qualifying and the race.
They are on the tail end of the lead lap. There you see the leaders. There you see the leader. There's Jeff Stabnow. And just a moment ago, we saw Troy Daggett and Ryan Bloom thunder by. There they go, off into the corner into 3 and 4. The 24 is in hot pursuit on lap number 113 this time by.
Closing that gap back to under 1 second. The number 5 Devin West is 0.98 at the line this time. Under 30 laps to go. Can the 5 get there and make this a close battle for the race lead?
If Jeff Stabnow wins this race, or anybody for that matter in highlighter yellow, they will advance to the semifinal round. Whatever goes on the next 2 weeks, it will not matter, Jeremy. You know you're in the round of 8.
That's very comforting too. So if Jeff can do this, he might not have had the best round of 16, but coming into this one, he's going to punch a ticket into the next round, which would be the round of 8 that does start October 28th at Dover. So if he could do this here, he can breathe for 2 more racing weeks. But he's got to watch for this number 5, who wants to poke his nose in the lead, I think, for the second time tonight. He's got there just over a half a second left between these two.
And remember, do you remember what happened in the first round of the playoffs of the round of 16? Dad, Dan West Jr., won the opening round at Phoenix. Then remember that we went to Charlotte. Devin West missed the first race in the playoffs at Phoenix. He had to win Charlotte. Well, guess what he did? And you remember this, Jeremy? He won it because his father bowed out. He was doing well, leading the race, pulled in on pit road because they were having signal internet connection issues. Dad pulled in on pit road, pulled out of the race, and let his son, right there as you watch on the monitor, the number 5 of Devin West win. He had to win, by the way, to advance to the next round for this round opener tonight at Milwaukee Mile. And then Tyler King, obviously, picking up the win.
Closer.
Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so, I mean, hopefully you don't have to do it by internet this time around. And keep both of the trucks in the race. But yeah, it does great family work to make that happen for him to advance further on. Can he do it again? Can he pick up a win in the first round of the 12 just like he did the 16?
Longest green flag run of the race continues now. Let's take a look at the race summary. We'll be closing in on 20 to go. This time by here at Milwaukee Mile. 2 cautions, that's been it. Caution laps have been 7. So 113 of 120 laps have been green flag. Lead changes, 6. Most of them took place during pit stops. And now, 20 to go.
And he's there. 2 truck lengths. That's all it is between these two right now. It's very, very tough to pass. This is where you might want to use that bumper there, Wesley.
Would you use the bumper on your teammate, though, Jeremy?
It's a light tap. If it's a light tap. They're both going to do well in the playoffs. If you think you're both good to make it to the round of 8, then you don't. If you feel like you're going to struggle the next couple weeks, you might want to use it. And this track is easier to do it than other tracks. If you just ship someone a little bit deeper into the corner, it'll make them tight, it'll push them up the track, will not wreck them, you'll get the pass, no problem. But it's a very fine line. This track, that would be the easier one to do that.
Both of these drivers pitted on lap 84 for Stabnow, lap 90 for West. Does that 6-lap difference coming down pit road later than Stabnow going to be in favor of the 5 with 18 to go, you think, Jeremy?
Unsure at the moment. Unsure. He's ran them down here. It's hard to tell. I don't have a legit answer for you right now on that one.
I appreciate your honesty.
You're welcome. This is getting fun though, man.
Stabnow, West.
Can't make the pass.
Top 10 are points drivers. Win and you go on to the semifinals in the round of 8. Stabnow knows it. West knows it. And a guy that wants to spoil the party, Dennis Moore, knows it as well. The battle for the lead goes on here. Kitty in turn 1.
1.2, 1.1. Making some gains. He pit a little bit earlier than these guys. He's had to conserve the tires. Did he do a good enough job right now? Devin West all over it, trying to do everything he can. He can't get to the back bumper. He's getting Jeff Stabnow loose. This might be it. Somehow he keeps the momentum off the corner.
This might be mirror driving now between the two front runners and the 2 teammates. Stabnow and West. Stabnow trying to stay up in front. Devin West wants to spoil the party.
Nope. A little bit of connection issue from Jeff Stabnow.
Wow.
Let's not have this. Oh, this is a big one. Oh, man, it's tough to see. And it's going to make it tougher to pass. Right, Devin West, where do you go? High, low, you don't know where the truck's at.
And that opens the door for the possibility of net code. That could take place. In addition to that, if it blinks too many times, the Northwest Racing Series officials, race control, will post, I don't want to say black flag the 24, but Jeremy, they will post him. They will say, hey, look, you need to get this fixed immediately within the next lap or 2. And if you do not, they will boot you out of the server. We have seen that happen before. That would be heartbreak for him as well.
Have we seen it for the race lead, though? That would be
12 to go.
I don't know if they get paid enough to do that. Man,
12
oh man, that'd be a
laps to
tough
go.
one.
Yes, sir. Cat and mouse going on for the leaders. Dennis Moore is less than a second back. Everyone else for Father Dan West Jr., Kevin Smith, Tyler King, they are 10, 12 seconds back or more. Top 10, besides the top 3, are separated by 15 seconds. This is the race for the finish. Dennis Moore trying to make a bonsai move, it looked like, and he got loose there for a moment. He lost a lot of ground on the leaders now. Wow.
Big chunk of time there. Massive lose there. Almost hit the inside wall the way he went down quickly on the front straightaway. So yeah, back to 1.4. Wow. That ground he was making up over, but here's the 5, dipping the nose to the outside, going for the diamond effect. Might have the run off the corner. He's there.
Wow, and now he's got problems.
Runs at 3rd groove. Let's see if he can, oh, he does a great job cutting it down to the bottom. Back once more, trying to get the run off the corner. He gets a little extra speed. Not enough this time, though, to make the pass on the inside.
To the outside, up top, on the low lane is the 24, the 5, right there. He's up under the fuel cell, and then he backs away under single digits now. 9 to go here at Milwaukee Mile. The playoffs on the line, a championship on the line, a win on the line. And Stabnow looking to be a 2-time winner this year. It was Daytona, Jeremy, that got him into the playoffs after he won the opening race in Daytona. Then he went slump. Then he just kind of had a roller coaster season, if you will. But that win at Daytona locked him into the championship. Now you've got to propel your way week in, week out. And right now he's got company. That's his teammate, the 5 of West on his outside as they go into 3, 8 to go, 7 to go at the line.
He's got the fender, gives it up there. He's going to try to cut it down once more. Does not have the grip this time to do so. Half a truck length between the 24 and the 5 at the line. 7 laps to go. 24 enters low, 5 enters high. Trying to cut down once more. I think he's done it too many times, though. He's going to have to cool down those tires, as he is struggling to get that little extraness that he needs to get around Jeff right now.
Jeremy, do you bump and run the boss? That's the question. Do you bump and run the boss? Because it looks like that's exactly what he's going to have to do. He's tried everything. He's tried inside. He's tried outside. He's tried to get right there alongside of him. They've both had blinking issues. 6 laps to go. And Stabnow still holding on as they go to the back straightaway.
Oh, he's got the run on the top.
Wow.
I still say yes. If you got it, use it.
He's got momentum.
Oh, he drives it in deep, though. He got to his door panel.
Open hand from your flagman. 5 laps to go. This time by here at Milwaukee Mile. Strap in. It's getting good in the Cheesehead State.
Don't forget about Devin. He's gained 3/10 since his almost spin out. He's closing up the gap a little bit. I think that was Devin West's final effort, at least for the next 3 or 4 laps. He's got to wait for the last lap.
And look what's up ahead. Lap traffic is up ahead as well. I don't know if they'll catch him in time, but there is lap trucks in the, and believe it or not, it is this teammate to Stabnow and West, John Odenbacher. The lap truck in the midst of your leaders is your teammate. And he gets the hell out of the way, says, have at it, boys. I am not going to be a part of this fiasco. 4 to go.
Puts the block on Dennis Moore, though.
Odenbacher crashes. John Odenbacher's in the wall. Is the caution out? No, there it is. Caution's out with 4, making 3 laps to go. John Odenbacher crashes on the back straightaway.
We got some beef here. Yeah, that was a big block to knock it out of the way. Dennis Moore just runs him over, boots him out of the way. And we're going to catch it on the LSRTV instant replay. Watch this when we get it. It's going to be the next lap. I think.
No, it had already happened. It had already happened.
This has already happened, yeah. That's not.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to rewind a little bit more. Wow.
We're going to get there.
We're trying
One
to
way or
find
another.
it, guys. Yeah. The light, the caution was already. Wow. Well, Jeremy, anyway, you saw what happened. For some reason, we're not able to get the replay from the truck. I don't know why. Wow. By the way, people pitted except for Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom did not pit. He stayed out. Jeremy, he is in the lead. Ryan Bloom on used up tires is about to battle the masses of everybody from second on back in the top 12, 13 spots. And if that wasn't enough, we're getting ready for overtime here at Milwaukee Mile.
So remember, he stayed out way longer than everybody else did. And so he had the option in the bank to say, hey, I'm either going to restart this race in 15th or 20th, or I'm going to restart first. And so if he loses 7 or 8 spots, he's still net gaining quite a few positions. Excellent call from the 25. Just make sure you don't have any tire spin on this restart. Don't mess up the lead. You're going to lose some spots. Just fall back cleanly. I think this is a great call from Ryan's camp.
Last time he pitted was on lap number 110. Everyone else just pitted a moment ago on lap number 138. There is what, about 28 laps difference?
That's it.
On tires. And really not that much. If Ryan Bloom can get a good restart, this strategy for the 25 might have propelled him into the semifinal round. But there are going to be, there's going to be, oh yeah, I'm telling you, there's going to be a nest behind him. And remember, there is 3 attempts at overtime now.
That would be insane if this won him this race. I don't think he's going to hold on to it. But man, oh man, he's giving it the best chance possible. Well, where's the 24?
Where's Stab now at? Stab now better be at max speed.
He's trying
get
to
in line.
This is getting crazy. He's trying to get
they're
there.
blocking him. Woo! Okay, he's there.
He made it.
He did. Wow. I thought they were going to wave off the restart, but they're not. Pace car is coming in. This is it. Overtime number 1. They got to take the white flag. The CRN 1 to go. If not, they got 2 attempts. If they do take the white flag, it is Ruckers or Chuckers. And Bloom and Stab now, door to turn number 1, side by side.
No competition.
Bloom,
there
in
goes
trouble.
Jeff.
Stab now, pulls away.
He holds on to second place somehow. The 5's going to dip it down. Cannot make the pass. Here comes the 44 in the 3rd lane. He's going to bring the 00 with him. Kevin Smith coming to the white flag. Oh, we got a spin.
Spinning Tyler King, Kentucky winner. Dan West Jr., 2-time champion. They did not take the white flag. Caution's out. Overtime 2 coming up.
Oh man, I was looking at the flag stand and that flag flew within 100 feet of that start finish line. Really close here, and this was all the 55. Dan West Jr. getting loose off of turn 4, collecting 3 trucks.
The white.
4.
the wreck happened in 4. When did the lights cut on? That's the question. Oh boy. Well, let's just say they said it's not going to count, so we're going to go for a second overtime here. Jeremy, stab now, did exactly what he needed to do, got the jump on the restart, got around Bloom, and I would tell you this, I would not stay on the bottom, I would commit to the outside. He proved how good that truck was on the outside, or was that just to get the lead back? Do you think you need to be for the inside for the whole shot when we come back to green now?
Got to go to the bottom. Got to go. He had the top against the truck with 28 lap older tires. So that made it look easier. But now,
right.
You put. I mean, well, let's wind that back a little bit. Ryan Bloom is still second. What if you put him as a pick on the bottom to slow up the inside lane? You pass him like you just did, you're locked in. So actually, that's a smart call. I would go to the top, let Ryan Bloom restart second on the bottom, do what you just did, and there's no competition.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how flawless his truck was, and the other times that we've seen the restart for Stab now, we've seen him quickly go to the outside lane up top. So I am really wondering if that is the preferred line tonight. Usually I know everybody says let's catfish on the bottom, commit to the inside, but maybe Stab now, who, by the way, will have first opportunity at lane choice. He can choose inside or outside when they come to the one to go. Right now, he's committed to the inside behind the left rear of the pace car tires. So he might be to the bottom. I think we're going to see Dennis Moore try to shoot up here on the outside. That's what it's looking like right here. Unless somebody's about to pull some bonsai moves in just a moment. We're about to see here, Jeremy. Here we go, commitment time.
What's he do? He runs the middle of the track. That's not our answer.
So Stab now will stay to the bottom. Bloom will go to the outside. Devin West inside, Moore outside, Smith inside. Roy Grande, what a good run for him in the Taco Bell truck. He's right there on the outside in row number 3. Second attempt of overtime. Boy, we are treated to a good one here down to the end at Milwaukee Mile. They've got to take the CRN one to go. If they do not, we come back for a third and final attempt. Side by side, working into turn number 3 and 4 off the 2 degrees of banking now from 9 degrees in the corners. Pace car is in. Stab now. The restart of his life, the launch of his life, the whole shot of his life. He's in turn number 1 in the lead.
Great launch. That's what he needed. The number 5, though, 2 to 3 truck lengths back. He can try to dive it in deep. I don't know if he's got it. Great call here from Ryan Bloom, still residing in the top 5 here. Doing everything he can. Got Kevin Smith now moving into podium P3. White flag, 1 to go. Ryan Bloom, no!
No! Ryan Bloom crashes, cautions out again. We're going to a third and final attempt of overtime.
It's over.
No, it's over. They took the white flag. It is over, actually. This race is over. They did take the white flag. They took the white flag before the caution happened. This race is over, Jeremy, and Jeff Stabnow is going to steal one. Let me correct that. He's dominated all darn night. He comes back and defends his turf to win here and move on to the semifinals at Milwaukee Mile.
Beautiful job. Well deserved here for Jeff. Dominant truck all session. Practice, qualifying race. The 24th
is
done
over.
It, and he's earned it.
Jeff Stabnow picks up his 42nd career win, and it has put him into the semifinals, round of 8 for the 2024 Season 11 Northwest Racing Series Truck Playoffs. We got to tell you again, we got to emphasize here, the last time it looked kind of controversial, if you will, Jeremy, because you kind of said, well, I think they come close to taking the white flag. This time, if you can go back, if we could, on a replay, or if you just looked at it, there was about 2 or 3 trucks that crossed the line before Ryan Bloom spun off of turn 4. And because of that, that's why they said race is official.
This is true. This is true. Like, that caution came on just moments after the caution before that, moments before. Man, it doesn't matter. Even if the caution doesn't happen, the 24 was going to have this. I think the 5 was doing everything it could before the first caution. But at the end of the day, he played the cards right. I thought the outside was going to be the best part to set Ryan for a pick, but he chose the inside, did it the hard way. He's getting the congratulatory bump here from Roy Grande. Dennis Moore waiting at the end.
We're getting ready for the Northwest High Five Salute. Get ready for it. It's always fun.
Yes, we are. Here we go. When and where?
It's our Northwest sound off at the end of every race. Demo Derby. Here they come. Breitzman, Devin West, Audenbacher, Jeff Stabnow.
Oh, man.
There you go. We're all in this together, man.
Yeah, I thought his internet blinking was going to save him quite a bit of damage, but nope. He became solid real quick. He is destroyed.
It blinked and it came back and it was at the wrong time. Oh, man. Let's take a look at the results. Jeff Stabnow wins in double overtime. 42nd career win tonight. He gets it done here at the Milwaukee Mile. Second place, Devin West. Kevin Smith third. Dennis Moore fourth. Paul Newton top 5. Roy Grande, what a good run for him. He is a playoff driver. A solid top 10 for the 11 Taco Bell machine. Brett Johnson, what a drive for him. 7-7. Troy Daggett, Brian Barnes, John Audenbacher, Jeremy, a lot of good drivers having good points and playoff points nights here at Milwaukee Mile in the top 10.
11th on back, Dan West Jr. in P11, Tyler King 12th, Christopher White ends in 13th, Ryan Bloom after that last lap spin out ends up in 14th. Dana Rogers, after 2 self spins almost, finishes in 15th, Frank Harris 16th, Sean Breitzman 12 laps down in 17th, Chris Kynes 18th, Scott Hutchinson 19th, and William Fletcher ran 16 laps tonight, ends in 20th.
Let's take a look at the race analysis for tonight at Milwaukee Mile, presented by Virginia811.com. Dig with care. 5 cautions. Those 3 came right at the end of a race that only had 2 cautions for 125 laps. And when it's said and done, 17 caution laps in total, extra laps to determine the winner, 8 lead changes. The total lap in total amount was, of course, as we mentioned, they ran overtime twice, double overtime. When it was all said and done, the winner is Jeff Stabnow. It took, by the way, 148 laps to do it. Coming up post-race, we're going to grab him on the podium. Stabnow, Devin West, Kevin Smith coming up. Jeff Stabnow on to the semifinals. Round of 8 awaits. The 24. This is iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, the Community Radio Network. Jeff Stabnow picking up the win here at the Milwaukee Mile. He will advance to round number semifinals, round of 8, whenever we finish up, obviously, at Vegas and Rockingham for the next 2 rounds. Welcome back to coverage of iRacing, LSRTV, CRN, Wesley Outland, Jeremy Stanley alongside Charles Wooten. Phenomenal job on production. And when it's all said and done, Jeff Stabnow from Billings, Montana, double overtime. You were determined you were going to win this race. You weren't going to let anybody take it from you, were you, Jeff? Congratulations, man. By the way, win number 42 in your career.
Well, thank you, Wesley. Yeah, I was going to do everything I could to hang on to it. There at the end of the race, I was having VR problems. I'd had really bad stutters, and so it was the last 30 laps was just ridiculous trying to drive inside that truck, and then Devin coming on his fresher tires. So, yeah, it was just a crazy end. Not sure how I hung on to it, but I did.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Awesome job. Dominant performance all night long, and a couple cautions late there to kind of set the tone. And you had Ryan. He started there up at the P1, and you were put on the outside. You quickly passed him. And I thought you were going to restart that thing on the outside again, knowing that first time around it was going to work so well. So what made you start on the inside there on that final restart?
Well, first of all, we don't have the choice in this league anymore. We got rid of that a couple years ago. It just caused too much confusion with everybody. But no, so it's kind of weird here. You look at the restart zone on this track, and it's not really well defined. And so I had the advantage of getting to lead a couple of restarts. And the first couple, I didn't know where it was. It took me a couple of restart zones to kind of figure that out. And so I was actually able to get a little bit better jump, because I think Ryan was struggling to figure out where the restart zone was there on that one that he led. And so I just kind of got lucky that I'd led a few restarts and was able to get a real good jump on that one.
Devin, teammate, Jeff, we know he's hungry, defending series champion. We know it's been kind of a roller coaster couple of years for you, man. What did you race Devin differently than when you would race somebody else for that win?
No, not at all there at the end. So, Dan and Brett and I put a lot of laps on this week working on the set. I didn't really get to run around Devin too much all week, but Dan, he was fast all week. And so I was, there towards the last day or two, I felt like I was kind of the faster guy in the first half of the run, and maybe I didn't quite have the long run. So I ran a lot of laps with Dan and had to hold him off kind of late in the runs. And so I was able to figure out a line, that worked pretty good for holding somebody off. And I was just kind of able to run that line there with Devin and beat him off the corners a little bit. I think the other thing that happened was I actually ran the wrong gear in the truck. I ran a 333 instead of the 325 I intended to, but late in the run there in those older tires, I think it was helping me get off those corners just a little bit better, even though I was getting on the chip halfway down the straightaway.
I got one more question to ask you, and I want you to segue this into thanking your sponsors. This is your 449th career Northwest start, 42nd career win, 176 top 5, 283rd top 10. You have logged close to 50,000 laps in the Northwest Racing Series, and tonight is also close to 70,000 miles. What's your take of being the guy that's at the number 1 spot of running the Northwest program?
Maybe I need to get a life, huh? No, it's awesome, man. We got such great guys. I've made such wonderful friends doing this. Dan and Devin and Sean and John and Brett and, even guys not on the team, Tyler and, Kevin and Dennis and all these guys are great guys. And so, yeah, to run with guys like this or guys maybe that aren't even here anymore, like Mark Walls in the past, it's an honor, privilege, and I enjoy it. As far as
sponsors,
obviously LSRTV, man, you guys are awesome. Love being with LSRTV and everything that you guys do. You guys are, as far as I'm concerned, the best production out there. Cody with that 4K broadcast, and you and Jeremy are turning into quite the dynamic team here on the mics. Wesley, you've been with us forever. Appreciate the heck out of you and what you do with CRN, their community radio network. I think it's just neater than heck that, here we are up in the Northwest, and, we get to be on the radio station down there. So with that, heart goes out to anybody that's down there. The big storm's out there. Yeah. Just know that the rest of us are thinking about you here. So, wish you nothing but the very best down there. And then, I'd also like to really thank, Dan and Brett and for all the laps that they ran with me this week. And Dan really pushing me and helping me find that fast line and that rhythm that I was able to run tonight. Probably couldn't have done it without Dan pushing me all week. And of course, all the rest of the team, Devin, John, Sean, everybody. So big thanks to all you guys. Appreciate it.
Jeff Stabnow, career win number 42 and his second win of the year. It puts him in the semifinals in the championship for 2024. Let's grab now Devin West. Devin, oh man, your take of this one. I knew you were hungry. I knew you were going to try to do any and everything you could. But do you race Jeff differently because y'all are teammates? If you had somebody else up in front of you, would you have used the bump and run, or would you have tried to have just raced the way that you did, deciding how it turned out to be at the end, just taking second place? A good points night for you to try to advance to the semifinals.
I mean, I would say I definitely raced Jeff a little bit different because my teammate, but at the same time, I race everybody cleanly. Like, I'm not going to bump run anybody in this league. And if I do, I promise you it's not on purpose. Obviously, I want to see Jeff do well, right? If I won, I want him to be second. So any move I made on him had to have been either clean, fast, or a little bit of both, right? I want to see Jeff win. Jeff puts in a ton of work in these setups. I mean, honestly, the only reason why I even have a chance of running top 5 any of this week's is because of the work that Jeff puts in. So, I was pushing as hard as I could. Unfortunately, I felt like about 20 to go, my tires kind of fell off. I kind of hit kind of the same shelf that Jeff's did, and so any tire advantage I had, I felt like was kind of nullified. So, I was working hard.
Yeah, you absolutely were there, man, and it's so tough to pass here. Congratulations on P2, though. Excellent job on that notion. The lines you were choosing to try to pass, it looked like you were trying to cut down, doing that diamond effect a little bit. Was that ultimately the best option that you had, or if you maybe stuck to the white line at the bottom, maybe you could have rotated a little nicer to maybe get to the bottom on the end or the straightaways there?
Well, I feel like I would like to run the bottom, but I feel like the one way to pass off this track is just get straight off the corner. I mean, really, the only way to pass is take advantage of somebody in front of you, maybe slipping up, getting loose off the corner. And so I knew if I could have a run off the corner on Jeff and then he would slip up, that would be my best option. And then he was just doing a good job. I talked to him about this a little bit after the race. He was running the bottom end of the corner, cutting that corner off a little bit, getting down to that yellow line, or white line I guess it is, and sticking there, right? And sticking those left side tires on there. So I had no choice but to try to get him off the corner. I couldn't roll the center of the corner. Otherwise I would just hit him in the back of the bumper, right? So I was doing everything I could. I tried the outside even, and it just would not stick. So,
Devin, I'd like for you to segue this into thanking your sponsors, bud. But man, what's your take of running this racetrack and in it being so quiet, obviously, and then coming down to the wire and having to have a double overtime and just missing it by just two, 3 car lengths when the caution came out? You take that white flag lap away.
Yeah, I mean, I love this track, Wes. So this track is not only is it fun, but it's a driver's track, right? So regardless of setup, whatever, I feel like you could really, you change your line, change your technique a little bit to try to find something, find an advantage over the guy in front of you. Even though it is hard to pass, I feel like when you do get a pass done, it feels like you earned it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was a pretty exciting race. Maybe not for viewers that didn't know what was going on or whatever, but I had a different strategy than most around me or in front of me, and so those last 50 laps I was full tilt, 110%, and I was on a blast, so I really enjoyed it. But yeah, sponsors, also LSRTV up in the booth, you guys are great. I can't wait to watch your podcast after this. LSRTV, the team, right? Jeff put in a ton of work, Dad put in a ton of work, Sean, John, Brett, obviously love having these guys here. Like Jeff said, all friends of mine and really the reason why I do this. So, and then Effective Web Solutions, Candy's Custom Hardwood, and Motorsports Distributing.
There you go. Shelton, Washington, defending champion Devin West. He'll now move up, by the way, to the number 2 spot in the championship standings. Obviously, runner-up here tonight in the opening race of the round of 12 here at Milwaukee Mile. Win Racing had a solid finish, third place. Strategy on pit road. We'll get that thoughts with the driver out of Walla Walla, Washington, and that is Kevin Smith in 00. Kevin, your take of this race. Obviously, we saw you pit. You went for an undercut before anybody else did, and then strategically you found your way to get right back in the cat hair here of the race. You'll finish on the podium. Pretty solid finish for third place. It's going to be a good points day for you going towards the championship playoffs.
Yeah, definitely a good finish. Probably had a, fifth or sixth place truck. Went for the undercut. You hope maybe you get a caution. You've got some track position and you can work it out from there. But LSRTV was really good tonight. They were the ones to beat. Jeff's performance tonight was fantastic. Kind of reminds me a little bit of how I ran here last year. Just had a good set. Like Devin, some of you guys, I really like this track. It's a driver's track. It's a lot of fun. So congrats to Jeff and Devin. I just felt like we just missed a little bit. We were getting beat pretty hard off the corner. So, just something to kind of look back to and work on.
Yeah, congratulations on the third place finish there. I was trying to figure out myself how you get able to get to third place. We didn't really talk about you much inside the top 5 for a good chunk of the race, and then all of a sudden you're there in P3. So what kind of magic did you find there on these last couple of restarts to put you in this podium spot?
Honestly, I used a couple of my teammates up. Ryan was on old tires on the outside. Dennis was stuck behind him, and Jeff and Devin went. That's all it was. It was just track position where it was on the track. Ryan obviously struggled a little bit getting up to speed with the older tires, and I was able to kind of slip through. Yeah, like I said, I was probably a 5th or 6th place truck, and it just kind of worked out. It's unfortunate to see Ryan there kind of spin off the floor there coming to the checker flag. That sucked. He had a good race all night. But just circumstance and taking advantage of probably a couple spots for my teammates, actually.
Evan, final question, and you can thank your sponsors as well. What is your thoughts of this battle that I think we've hyped in the booth between Win Racing and Team LSRTV? And it seems like it's been that way for maybe the last 2 years now, but it looks like it's really going to be that type of a scenario to come down for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a little bit of ebbs and flows. At times we feel like, we put in some work and we got a little bit of an edge, and it seems like lately we've been kind of getting beat up a little bit by those guys, but it just, motivates us. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's really what kind of gets us fired up, racing against, Dan and Devin and Jeff and Sean and Brett and all those guys. It's just, you can tell the teams that just really put in the work, and it's just a lot of fun being around those guys and racing those guys, and it just makes us want to improve and get better. So I kind of love that. As far as sponsors, just really want to thank Click at RV, been a great sponsor of ours. So anyone in the market for a travel trailer, motorhome, pop-up, camper, that sort of thing, just hit us up. We'd love to be able to help. And really want to thank my team. Win Racing, Ryan and Dennis put in a ton of work. I've been absolutely zero help to this team as of late, so just really appreciative for all the work that they do. Ryan's had one side, he's had surgery on his hands. He's got carpal tunnel, so he's fighting it. He's got a second hand the week before Rockingham, so that'll be a lot of fun for him. But just to put in the work when he's struggling like that and make these races just is a testament to his dedication to what we're doing. The series, just want to really thank the series. Sean and Jeff just do an amazing job with this series. It's just a lot of fun, real competitive, and like the guys have been saying tonight, just a lot of really, really good people in this series. And you guys, LSRTV, these broadcasts are fantastic. And like Devin said, just really enjoying going back and watching these broadcasts. So thank you guys very much.
Kevin Smith will finish in third. He'll move up to number 3 as well in the championship standings. As we conclude here tonight at Milwaukee Mile, Jeff Stabnow up 6 spots as now the new man up in the number 1 spot. Devin West now loses a spot to 2nd. Kevin Smith up 2 spots to 3rd. Dennis Moore, Paul Newton, Roy Grande with a solid top 10. He's now in 6th. Troy Daggett, Brett Johnson right now, the 8 drivers that would move on if the playoffs ended tonight at Milwaukee Mile. On to Vegas next week. Jeremy Stanley, always fun working with you, bud. Your final take of tonight's race and Jeff Stabnow's performance.
Milwaukee Mile, usually not excited for it, but this last 20, 30 laps of this race was an outstanding job by all the drivers to put on a great show. And glad to see Jeff get a second win of the year. And just makes me even more motivated now than ever to see what the rest of the round of the 12 has in store for us and on to the round of 8 afterwards.
We're going to Las Vegas and then Rockingham, and then 12 becomes 8. Jeff Stabnow wins Milwaukee Mile. For everybody here, good evening, good night. God bless you all. Keep on praying for our victims of the hurricanes in western North Carolina and Tennessee. And always, for Jeff Stabnow, always Charles Wooten, Jeremy Stanley. This is Wesley Outland. We'll see you next week for the playoffs at Vegas.